Hello, folks. I'm Bob Kitchen, one of the owners here at Maple Hill Golf, and you're listening to the official podcast of Maple Hill, The Hill Unscripted. Every 2 weeks, I'll bring you the real talk from inside the golf world, insights, stories, and conversations that matter to you as a golfer and a valued part of the Maple Hill family. All right, welcome back to The Hill Unscripted. I'm your host, BK, Bob Kitchen, whatever you want to call me. I'm lucky enough to be joined today with my brother Andy and our cousin Steve, who's our general manager, runs the show here for us at Maple. And these two gents were lucky enough to go to the Masters this past week, and the one that Rory won in a historic fashion for back-to-back wins, which is incredible. Fourth time it's ever been done, ever. Really, really cool. And I'll start with you, Steve, because it was your first time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's start with you.
Yeah.
You went with some sales reps, or who did you go with?
UPS brought
us.
us. Yep.
So we switched from FedEx to UPS, and then they've already taken us to 2 killer events, which is great.
Yep.
And their business is really good, so they actually have really done a good job for us. So, so it was you and our shipping manager.
Yep. Matt. Yep.
Yeah, Matt, and then who also went with you guys?
There was a group of about 20 of us when we stayed in Atlanta. We got to the hotel, checked in, had a dinner that night, Saturday night. And there was about 20 of us, and then the next morning had 2 shuttle bus vans take us to the course, and then, it was 2.5 hours. Stopped halfway
I've done that drive.
but
yeah.
we left at 5:10 in the morning, and
And you guys went just Sunday.
just Sunday, yeah.
And then, so you come in on the front on the main drag.
Yeah, we came in. It was gate 6, which I didn't know what that was, but it's kind of a back entrance, so there was hardly any traffic. And then they pulled us in, and there's like it's almost like a circle drive, and there's 6 or 7 cabins. They call them hospitality suites.
Yep.
Dropped us off right in front of one of those cabins, and then walked in from there, and then literally from there we could just go.
So you didn't walk in by the merchandise tent?
No.
You were on the side.
We walked into our cabin, and then from there we could just do whatever.
Walked right onto the course?
Yeah,
Wow.
right
That's
out.
sweet.
And it's right along the first fairway.
Oh, it's along the first. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the UPS thing right here, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, that was the map they gave us.
Yeah, that's slick. So then you kind of get out there and you kind of see it for the first time. And what's the initial reaction?
Yeah,
I mean,
unbelievable. So when we walked out from the cabin, you kind of walk, there's like some bushes and whatever, but then as soon as you walk out, the first fairway is right there. The fairway bunker was right in front of us.
Which is kind of a hilled up.
You look right and see the green and the undulation and grandstands. And it was 7:30 in the morning, so there was no one out there.
Right. This is early Sunday. Yeah.
We walked around. We walked behind one and then went back to 2T, and the superintendent or whoever, they were literally putting the tee markers on the tee box while we were walking around.
Watched them do it.
Yeah, we saw quite a few pins being put in, and some of the pins weren't even out yet while we were out there.
Oh yeah, no hole in the green.
It was really cool to walk and just be on the course almost alone. There was a lot of people there, but most people when they get there, I think, go to the merchandise shop first, so that they can just watch golf the rest of the day. But we just walked around and got to see pretty much the whole course.
Yeah.
Hardly anyone.
You kind of have to see the whole thing because it's every hole is kind of historic and memorable, and there's a shot hit on almost every hole that means something. You know what I mean? Like, of course, coming down the stretch, but Tigers chip in, and number 15, where I think it was it Nicholas that holed down on 15 years ago, the par 5? Somebody jarred it for a deuce or something, I think, and obviously Louis Oosthuizen knocked it in on, was that number 2?
When
he made that double eagle a few years ago.
Yeah.
Every hole's got some sort of history to it, right? And obviously Bubba snap hooked it up through the stuff on number 10.
We walked in the woods back there on 10 to try to find exactly where it was. We couldn't get a perfect
exact
I wish they had
spot.
a plaque or something, but that's not really a Masters type thing to do.
No, exactly right. They just kind of keep it clean, and they don't really show homage to anybody in particular other than they respect the game, right? But yeah, it's pretty cool, number 10. And that number 10 is like this. I mean,
we went the wrong way. We went from the green to the tee. So, oh my gosh!
At the top, you're like huffing and puffing because 10 is. It's like going up probably a 15-story building. I mean, it's
like a
super
small
steep.
ski slope.
Yes, exactly.
Crazy.
If you had a bike at the top with no brakes and you just went down it, you'd be going 120 miles an hour at the bottom. It's unreal. So that's cool. And then Andy, I want to get into your experience a little bit because you were lucky enough to get what I had years ago, and it's so hard to put into words what it is. But you can tell them what your experience was like. You had a different ticket than Steve.
Yeah, went with a different vendor. Went with Daryl and Brandon, two of our great staff here. Went with Nikon Golf, who obviously they're a good supplier of ours for electronics and lasers and whatnot. We met up with them, stayed in Covington at Georgia, maybe an hour and a half from Augusta. But anyway, the cool part is they got us Berkman's Place passes, which I didn't really know. I looked a little bit online as to what it was, but I didn't really fully grasp what that was. Very cool. We got there at 7 o'clock. Did they let people in waves when you were there?
We didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't have to do
go
that.
Through any gate.
I thought it was interesting. So the gates open at 7. It's not just like they don't just let you walk in. They let people walk in waves. Just, I think, so people, it's not a mad rush to put your seat down and just...
Or so the line's not 4,000 people long.
Correct.
Into the
but they
stuff.
do it, and then they have cops and security, so they get a bunch, I don't even know how many people, a few hundred people, let them in, then they maybe wait 5, 6, 7 minutes till they're like gone. Yeah. Which was interesting. I didn't get that. And then I saw people taking pictures with their phone kind of in line, and I'm like, there's signs everywhere that say leave your phone in the in your car, but then right at the entry gate there's like a phone check. So they'll put it in a bag and leave it in the thing. So you actually can take pictures right up to the entrance gate. Gotcha. Which I probably wouldn't have done it anyway, but it was kind of cool to get some of the Masters signage and that kind of things as you walk in.
Gotcha. And then do they, as far as both you guys, did they actually like pat you down for phones, or
They,
go through a
metal detector? Yeah.
Metal detector? And
Yeah.
Ours, when we were on the bus and we got off the highway, they passed out Ziploc bags. We put our phones in them and gave them to like our driver.
Gotcha.
Or,
Just
they
hold on to them.
Yeah, and then but it was strange. We walked off the bus into the cabin and then onto the course, and no one looked at us or like. I mean, not that we would have done anything suspicious, but we could have brought anything.
Right.
Like I had my sunglasses and sunscreen and stuff in my hoodie and just walked right on.
Right.
So I think not going through the gate, obviously, they must just trust
trust
them
that they're being the
they're
security,
in charge, yeah.
or else they're gonna get their badge pulled.
Yeah,
you went through the front gate.
Yeah, we did. And when you walk up, there's the main entrance, and the Berkman's Place is there, but it's kind of on the side, so it has kind of its own line. And then they give you a master's pin. It's very actually close. I think that would have been the south entrance we were at. Yeah, I think you were at the north. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we walked to Berkman's Place. So first of all, they have a Augusta National member greeting you at the door, like with the green jacket, which is kind of cool. Yeah. And then on the back side, they ended up having Peyton Manning greeting, which was really cool as well. Mm-hmm. Like, again, he's just sitting there saying hi to everybody, chatting people up.
I think he's a member, isn't he?
He might be.
I saw online Eli's a member. He was wearing a green jacket.
Yeah, at Augusta.
Eli Manning,
I know they're big golfers, and in general, they're big just sports guys, right? Yeah. And they've got their own show now, and they're pretty damn funny. Like,
no, they're
pretty
good.
They're interesting to listen to. They're good dudes.
So anyway, so you have to take your hat off walking in, and it's a massive building. It has its own merchandise store, and then there's probably 5 bar restaurants in there that are like sweet.
Yeah.
They had bands playing. They had there's the seafood place and the Italian place and the burgers and stuff. But I mean, the food was all very good. But anyway, long story short, it was all included.
Drinks,
any kind of drinks.
And they got young. When I was there, it was like all young people working, like
not
college,
all, but mostly,
age.
And very, very polite.
Yes.
Just, welcome to the Masters. How you doing? Can I help you with that? I mean, they were waiting on you hand and foot.
I know that if you've ever read about it, the training they go through is intense.
Yeah,
like as far as because if you ain't good enough, you ain't coming.
Well, you
back.
can tell they drilled it into everyone's head because no one missed.
Right.
Every single person
was on it,
and like there's 4 bathroom attendants, and everybody's just very, very polite. So anyway, it was cool. And then there's it's all included in whatever Nikon paid or however they got the tickets, but there's no tipping, there's no tabs.
Right. It's just you're good.
When you get done eating, you just get up and leave.
The ticket's not very cheap. So
I know. I found that out later, but I was figuring that at the time. Yeah.
And then you can only get so many tickets, and it's just a very, very hard place to get into Berkman's Place.
So anyway, that's right by hole 5. So
did you go on the course first, or did you?
We didn't. We were going to go in the merch shop. It was too busy. We had breakfast. Then we went on the course.
You merch shopped later.
We did it in Berkman's place first.
Okay.
And then we later did the main shop.
The giant tent by the front, by the first tee, and the clubhouse and all that. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I got a plate of eggs from the buffet. But again, it's all included. And I had some oysters, some charbroiled oysters. But then I also ordered the Eggs Benedict. Thanks for making me confess that.
You can go restaurant to restaurant, not pay for anything, and order whatever you want.
Meanwhile, hammering mimosas, coffee, probably a sip of water or two.
Right. Nah, save the muffin, save the fruit.
Yeah.
That's great. So you entered. Yeah, I know where you entered, down the hill and around the corner, and there you are. You're out in the middle of the golf course when you entered.
Yeah,
you entered by 1. You entered by 5.
5, 5, 6. Watching the downhill par 3, 16.
But nobody would have been on those holes yet.
Yeah,
you got there pretty early. You said
when we got there, the first group was coming through 5.
Okay, perfect. That's great. So, you've already been there before. You went with Wilson.
With Wilson, many years ago.
Yeah. I haven't been since 2014, so it's been quite a while for me too. But so I want to get into your merchandise tent thing real quick. I want to just talk about what happened there.
Fascinating. Yeah.
It is fascinating, and this is coming in the future to Maple Hill. Yeah, probably 50 years from now. Steve might still be alive, and Andy and I'll be gone.
Retail nerd stuff, but it is.
Yeah,
amazing.
but listen though, because I think these people would actually be interested in this. So you walk into this is at Berkman.
Yep.
And they give you like a sack to put.
Yeah,
your
they
stuff
give you.
into.
I took 2 because I knew I'd have a lot of stuff, but almost like a burlap sack. It says Masters on it, but it's a bag for lack of a better term.
Yep.
So anyway, so you're walking around and there's shirts and there's hats and there's head covers and trinkets and all these things. So I'm grabbing a little bit of this and that and thinking of
this stuff,
what I needed, and what I wanted to get. And anyway, so then it gets all said and done, and you go to the checkout, and they have it's like a square hole, for lack of a better term, something like that, maybe the size of a trash can, and it's maybe 3 or 4 feet. No, I mean, not even. Maybe 3 feet deep, 2 feet deep. And the girl who's ringing me up takes the bag, both of my bags, and at the same time, sets it in this hole. And it was 1001, 1002, pulled it out, and my receipt printed out, all itemized with everything, and I paid, and I left.
No scanning.
No scanning. I probably had 30 different things in there between little stuff, big stuff. It went so fast.
Was it $1,000 worth?
Yeah, north
of 1,000.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, who cares to Augusta? They did 70 million or whatever the sales are, but still, super fast.
And impressive and cool. And I didn't even dare to be that guy to go through my itemized receipt.
Right.
That's not going to slow up the line and go away.
I had a pin ball marker in here somewhere. I don't see it on here.
But later I did look at it, and it was perfectly accurate. So I don't know what the technology is, whether it's chips or codes or UPCs or whatever, but they literally didn't even take it out of the bag. It was all in the bag, and then they just put a sealer on it and gone.
Well, I find that fascinating, and at some point in time, I bet that will be the future.
I don't know.
They'll probably have something you push your shopping cart through, even at the store, and that's it.
Well, all I can think is that it must be so expensive to do, because if not, why wouldn't every store do it?
But everything starts that way until it's the norm,
right?
And then it's the norm,
right. And they find a way to do it cheaper.
So enough about retail. That's fascinating to us. Of course, we're retail nerds. It's what we do. We live, sleep, and breathe golf and retail. So it's really, really cool for that. I want to get back to the actual golf itself, and Steve, I'm gonna come back to you for a second. Did you guys actually post up somewhere, or did you following someone? You can watch them about 3 holes.
Yeah.
4 if you're really lucky. If you watch them on 1 and then jump to 7 and then jump to 13 and then go to 18 and sit there all day waiting for them to come through. But what was your guys?
After we walked the course, we ended up UPS, the cabin that we were in and the people we were with. They sent out, they called them runners, which they aren't allowed to run, but they brought out chairs to a few different holes, and then when we showed up, they told us where the chairs were. So they had a UPS business card in the chairs with a ribbon on it so you could see what it was.
That's first class.
So they sent them out there, and then they gave us a little sheet telling us where they were. They had a couple on hole 1T, 9 green, and then I think 10 chairs on 18 green. We never found.
You guys, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of us, but
so
people kind of came and
first
went.
10
so
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if not, you're standing and
come and go.
18 green is way smaller than what it looks like on TV. It's not big at all. They show that angle from behind the green and looking down. You're 18. When you're there, it's a postage stamp.
Yeah.
And you can't see a damn thing because it's up a giant hill.
I know.
And they always show, and everyone's trying to watch right at the very end. Right?
Oh,
Where were you guys at when it actually ended?
When it ended, we kind of hung out by 15,
Were you still
16.
I would say Hooters.
Yeah, exactly.
Down the street
Right.
about 2 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to see anything because there's how many patrons are there, and there's
Yeah.
one group left, right?
Right.
Like once they're on 16, 17, 18, there's nothing left to
Yeah,
watch.
we pretty much didn't even try. It was basically over. I mean, Rory hit a
Yeah.
horrible drive on 18, but other than
Right,
that, we
right.
knew it was over. We hung out by like 15 green and 16 green. We
That
could
spot
kind
is
of
awesome.
go
Yeah.
back and forth.
Did
'cause
you get to that spot?
That's where I watched.
That's
Yeah.
what, yeah.
5,
15
6,
and
then
16. If you can watch
we
those
ended
two.
up settling at 16.
Yeah, that is the coolest.
we
spot.
weren't in the. If you look on Masters.com and look at Patrick Cantlay's second shot on 15, he sprayed it way right.
Par 5.
Yep, like over by the grandstands.
second shot?
And yeah, second shot. He was
So
going
right
for
to
the
the water.
green.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, right to that
and it
water.
rattled around in that tree, and you can see me and Ski ducking for cover on the. It wasn't on TV,
Almost
but
got
every
killed by
shot's on the
Patrick
website. You
Cantlay.
know?
Yeah.
And then we kind of stood right next to him where he chipped, but. Yeah, we hung out in that area, walked from there to 16 green, kind of as groups came through to see both holes. But then we walked up to 18 green when it was finishing, and
Yeah.
I mean, we were probably 40 people deep. Like, on my tiptoes, all I could see was a million heads.
Exactly.
It's the worst.
But we did.
Yeah.
Most of our day we spent, they had chairs in the front row on 9 green, and we kind of posted there for.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
a
we
cool
walked
spot.
out here, there, and everywhere, but.
The amount of grass that is between like 9 and 18 and that
Yeah,
Yeah,
field of
like
grass.
it's like 2 green.
You could build a high school.
Yeah,
on that
it's
ground.
crazy.
It's just
It's crazy. I
and
forgot about it.
the grass is just perfect. I said this. I said first off, Augusta National, phenomenal golf course. I'm not gonna say it's not punishing, but there is no rough.
Yeah.
No.
The rough is perfect.
Right.
The
Yeah.
pine straw you can head out. The pine straw is nice,
Yeah.
but most golf courses rough.
Yeah.
And so, like, the punishment isn't that much punishment other than trees. The punishment is the greens at
Yeah.
that golf course.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, the greens are just so diabolical. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, so 15. Patrick Cantlay's the slow player, isn't he? Isn't he the guy that we always get mad at for
I
playing
think
slow?
so.
Yeah,
I think
and
he
it's
is.
funny we were there watching them, and then they changed the not the big leaderboard, but like the single leaderboard of who's coming through next.
Yep.
They changed that as soon as the group leaves. So Cantlay and I think it was Russell Henley or something got out of there, and then the next group coming was Scheffler and Lee, Haotong Lee, and we were like waiting and waiting and waiting.
Oh, it was
And
when he had
it-
that
yeah,
trillion.
but we were all joking like, how is Patrick Cantlay this much faster than these guys?
Yeah, exactly.
And then someone walked up and they were like, yeah, Haotong Lee just made a 6 on 12 and a 10 on 13. We were like, oh, that
Yeah,
explains
yeah,
it.
yeah,
It
that's
took
right.
so long for them to come through.
Yeah, and he was playing with Scheffler?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think 16 is one of the coolest holes in the world to watch. I love when they put that pin on the left because like there's a lot of aces or near aces, and obviously Tiger's chipping was historic. And
Where
I
was
just
the
think
pin when you guys were there?
It was
it's on the right.
the Dan TV on the right. No, it was on the left, more short.
Shorter of where they put
So
it on.
it's kind of down in the valley,
Yeah.
too. Yeah, those are the good pins.
Well,
where-
so we're watching on 16. So we ended up on 16.
What day were you there again?
So I was there Friday.
Friday, okay.
Yeah. So just because I want to talk about that pin,
Yeah.
we ended up buying chairs, and then we went and put them out on 16. And we wanted to be in the shade because the sun was just cooking, and we probably could have had a better seat if we wanted to cook, but we wanted to be in the shade anyway. So we ended up on 16, kind of on top of the hill there. We were watching, so we couldn't see their teeing off well. We could kind of figure out who was hitting first because we were watching 15 as well. But so the pin was like front left. Well, the first couple groups we watched, a couple guys hit it like pin high or a little short or a little long, but up on that right shelf. And they're literally like standing here, the hole's there, and they're aiming like that.
90-degree angle.
And the first time I'm like, what the heck is he like? And then it
Back to
literally,
the hole.
and then barely, and then and most guys still hit a pretty good putt, but the break and what they were dealing with that undulation there was, and we probably saw 5 people have to putt like basically directly sideways.
Yeah.
That was cool. Like
Yeah.
and it was interesting.
I said, like I don't think the rest of the year they play greens like that. Any other? event. I think Masters is insane.
And the speed that they are. That's
how fast they are. It's like putting on a tabletop. And so back to Berkman's real quick, talking about the greens.
Yeah.
So Berkman, when I was there, and obviously the same thing, they haven't changed anything, but they have 3 replica greens that you get to actually putt.
Yep.
Which is so cool. And you did it.
Yep. Yeah, they have a Augusta representative tell you kind of about the green, about the hole, how it all works, and then they kind of hand you off to a caddy, and the caddy
it's an ex-caddy from Augusta.
Or a current caddy, I don't know, but it's a caddy for sure. That's Anyway, they tell you the break and kind of what's going on, and what I thought was interesting too is the Augusta representative said so what are these greens, right? The stint meter or whatever, or stimp. Is it stimp?
Yeah.
Anyway, and he's like,
13,
he's like, we don't disclose it. We call it tournament speed.
right.
He said you literally
Leave it
can't
to
find
Augusta.
it. And he goes, but I can assure you these greens at Berkman's are also tournament speed. They're treated the same. They're cut the same every day. And I was like, I don't care. But I just thought that was interesting. They don't disclose the official.
What the actual speed is.
Yeah.
Other than lightning. I mean, clearly.
Oh, yeah, correct.
You could probably tell from just watching TV,
And it is lightning, but in the same breath, I feel like some of the uphill putts, you got
to smash it.
I mean,
it's because the
it's
undulation is so bad.
Yeah.
It's way worse than what anybody thinks, Talked to BC about it a little bit and Ski about it a little bit earlier today downstairs when they've never been before, right? Either one of them.
Yeah.
And Rail had never been, I'm sure, either.
Right.
So I said it's just so much more undulated than what you can possibly fathom. Like the TV just flattens everything, and it's so much worse. So anyhow, you get to putt 3 holes.
Yeah. So you get to putt 3 holes, and
it's impossible.
maybe took 20 minutes because we had 5 in our group. 3 putted all 3. I wasn't totally mad about
good.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I went 4-3-3 when I did
think
it.
I putted 2 to the bottom, scooped 1. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
6 foot scoop.
That's also below
Scooped
my
1
average,
for 3. Right. I absolutely love that. The caddy's pretty cool. That whole experience is pretty cool. How they do that. And was it Scotty Cameron putters and Titleist balls?
Camerons and Odysseys.
Odysseys too.
Those 2 brands, yeah.
And then was it Titleist balls with the Augusta logo on it?
Yep.
That's what it was when I was there too.
Yeah.
Was it a long line to actually do it?
It wasn't. Yeah, we maybe now granted we did it after lunch, maybe 3. We had a late lunch, 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that, and it was we waited 5-10 minutes at most.
Okay,
yeah.
all right, not too bad.
Ooh,
here we go.
Oh, fish and chips.
The foodie.
Oh.
Back in Berkeley.
Yeah. Back in Berkeley,
There's an Irish place in there.
Yeah,
right?
and they had some. I wish I could remember the
something.
name. See, that's the thing, you can never look it up. But they had some sticky turtle dessert,
Jeez.
which I actually didn't get, but I had
dessert.
regret later.
I was thinking
dessert,
you're not eating a turtle, dude.
No.
Okay.
No. Anyway, they have some fancy stuff on the menu that's cool. That's kind of well known.
Isn't there one bar that's kind of sits outside?
Yes, and we didn't go to that.
Okay.
Every time I walked by it, it was juiced.
Yeah, jammed up.
Yeah.
But it's like a cool setting.
Cool,
Right?
and
It's on the front lawn, kind of.
All the places in there have TVs too, which is sweet. Every table literally has its own TV.
Yeah, and the place is big.
Yeah.
I said it reminds me of the White House. I was talking to you about it earlier.
Yeah.
I said it's just beautiful.
First class.
It's hard to explain.
That's all you can
But
say.
it's closed 10.5 months a year. They train
Yeah.
them for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that, and then after the Masters, they clean everything up and wrap the place, and they don't use it
crazy.
anymore. Yeah,
Crazy.
but everything about the Masters is unique. We were talking about how that's obviously very private and how they didn't allow minorities and females and all these different things over the years, and they've changed their ways and they've gotten with the times, but they've kind of done it at their own pace, and they didn't want commercials one year or whatever. They all kind of pulled out of that.
I think that's when they weren't letting women in.
Yeah.
And then all the sponsors pulled out. And then
Sponsors pulled, and they said, fine,
"We
no
don't care."
commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine, we'll live.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's all, I think it's all supported by rich people, period. But I think it's also supported by those merchandise tents are insane.
Insane.
It's absolutely crazy. And Chad said, our buddy, he went on Tuesday before you, and way before you. And didn't he say 45-minute wait to get into the tent? Mm-hmm. And this is on Tuesday, practice run?
Steve's right. If you wait longer in the day, it's less busy.
Right.
There's just that urgency rush.
And they restock everything but this guy.
I was going to say, the gnome is the only thing.
Yeah.
If you're got a real hang up on getting that, then you got to
go early. Yeah, you got to be the...
But anyone else, I would today, I was going to tell you my recommendation to anybody that gets tickets, what I would tell you to do. Number one, you can bring a chair like a folding chair as long as it doesn't have arms.
Short.
So bring it if you want. If not, the ones at the Masters are only $40. Problem is, then you have to get in the merchandise tent to buy one, which you're hassling with that. But get a chair and go put it wherever you want on the course, and then you can literally come and go. As no one's going to steal your chair. Your chair's not going to disappear. That's kind of an unspoken rule, as I found out. Even sometimes somebody might sit in your chair, but if you come back, they'll move. So you just put that chair wherever you want it to be, and then you just kind of come and go. Nobody's going to sit there for all too long, especially if it's hot. But that would be what I'd tell you to do, and I'd tell you to go to the merchandise tent after lunch sometime when it gets slow.
Probably not on the way out the door. Were you guys both there when they actually closed? You said you were.
Yeah, the sign at the big tent said it closes when the last putt drops.
Yeah,
the merchandise tent does.
Yes, it literally said that's what it says for the hours.
Oh,
me and Ski, like, we walked up by 18. Rory was just about to come on to 18, and he was like, "I'm going to go to the merchandise tent one more time," and it was still open when he went, but it closed shortly thereafter.
Yeah. And Berkman's was closed 30 minutes after the last putt drops. Like, that's what they say.
Well, that's a longer walk, though, too, from 18 to the Berkman's.
Oh, gosh, that's
a hike.
That's all the way across.
That's like walking across our entire golf course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a big piece of property. So, your advice to anybody that would love to go someday, which is everyone probably watching this, that is capable and able to walk around that place, because it's no easy task.
It's a lot of walking.
It's a lot of walking, but is go get yourself a chair, or bring a chair, or buy a chair, set up shop, walk around and enjoy the golf course, sit down when you want to, and then merchandise shop a little bit before the place closes.
Correct.
Beat that.
I'll say this too. I don't know how you felt, Steve, but the grandstands, for the most part, until it got to the really end and whatever, a lot of times there was room in grandstands too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we had unusually warm weather. I mean, we had basically no wind when we were there. There was a little, but not much. I mean, you will absolutely cook if you don't have a spot in the shade.
Especially up by like 1 tee, 9 green, 18 green.
It's not a
There's
tree
no
in sight.
trees.
No.
So when we were sitting on 9 green,
Nothing around there. It's just open.
Everyone loved it when a few clouds came in, like kind of as the leaders were coming through, and a little breeze picked up. That was nice, but the rest of the day we sat there. Just a scorcher. But that's, I don't know. It's better than raining all day too. You know what I mean? Like, pick your poison.
I was just gonna say, if you buy a chair, like, as again, we bought them for $40. We just left them.
I know, we kept looking to see if
because
chairs were still out there.
I'm not going to fit it in my luggage, and it's not cost effective.
You could probably sell it to someone on the way out the door, or give it to somebody on the way out the door. Like, say, hey, I got a chair.
I don't know what Augusta does with them, but I'm sure it wasn't a unique idea. They probably got a zillion of them.
Yeah. Right.
It'd be one thing too if it was $100, but for $40,
right,
disposable.
To screw
around with it.
Well, it's in your particular case. Well, you didn't pay for anything either, as far as food goes.
No.
UPS.
Well, we went to the concessions a few times.
You did? Yeah, but it's dirt.
It's
dirt. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And there's not a can, bottle, cup, piece of trash on the floor anywhere.
No.
Not anything.
No.
And like, I saw on Instagram, ESPN's like, look at this, isn't this nice? Nobody has their phone out. I'm like, they're not allowed on the property.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that on Instagram or not. I was like, of course nobody has their phone out. You can't have one. And the guy with the Meta sunglasses, I sent you that, but he got escorted out.
Yeah.
So Augusta's it's the real deal, man. I don't know what else any other way to word it or put it. Like, it's an experience unlike any other.
Yeah.
There's just nothing. I don't know if there's a sporting event that's like it.
I know what I wanted to talk about. Something else that I found unique was when you talk about the concessions and like how cheap it is for one. Which again, I'm like, love to take a picture of that sign because it'd be very interesting.
Right.
But basically, all the food is between $1.50 and $3. Pop, whatever, $2, $3,
always has
$1. I think beers were $6. But what I thought was interesting too is how Augusta, like, you don't see branding anywhere.
No.
In the merchandise tent, Peter Millar had some apparel. They had some commemorative Pro V1 dozen, and I saw Bushnell binoculars. And other than that, it's all Augusta brand.
The socks that either you bought or Chad bought has a tiny FJ on the back of the wrapper.
Does it?
Oh, really?
That big. Tiny one in the corner of the... Other than that, everything else you guys bought, you can't tell what it is.
Yeah. But then what I was going to say is, then you're in the concessions line. It says cola.
Yeah.
Then it says lemon lime pop or whatever.
Sports drink.
Sports drink.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So it's Gatorade, but
it's like a fountain pop machine, but they ripped off all the things. And then the beers, they have that Crow's Nest beer, which is their own beer, which I'm sure somebody makes for them. And then it says domestic light beer and domestic beer.
Yeah,
that's it. I think when I was there, and this might be crazy, but I think it's right. Like they were selling Snickers, but they were wrapped in a green wrapper or something.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
They had a new item this year, and it was literally called Candy Bar. That's what the wrapper said. It was delicious.
What was it?
It was like dark chocolate and caramel and like Rice Crisps in it.
So it was a whatchamacallit or something.
Yeah, it was like $100,000, but a little chewier.
Candy bar. How much was that?
$1.50. Yeah, I think maybe $2.
Oh well, whatever. Either one of those is cheap, but they don't care about the.
It's just I thought that was amazing.
And the merchandise, like some of this stuff you guys got, really isn't that outrageous. The shirts, like you're wearing a shirt you bought, I assume.
Yeah, it is.
You remember how much that was or no? You dipped your bag.
I was gonna say I'd have to consult my receipt. I can tell you that pullover I wore the other day, that was from Berkman's, and I just really liked it. It was Peter Millar, which I found out later. I wasn't buying it because of that, but that was like $178. I want to say this was $100.
They have like 3 tiers, I think. The Masters collection, which is no brand. Those polos were $99. I think the Peter Millar was maybe $120, and then they had like Clubhouse collection, I think it was called, and those were $135.
Oh, they were more than Peter Millar
for polos.
Okay.
Yeah,
I saw.
They're like they got like
corner.
They almost have like a dress shirt collar to.
I think that's honestly what this is. Now that you say that, because that came in like a super fancy with the pins and the whole deal.
Exactly.
I got it from Berkman because my other stuff isn't back yet because I shipped it.
So, okay. Your other stuff is what you shipped from the normal merchandise tent? Gotcha. Yeah. Well, like I saw a T-shirt downstairs. It was $32, I think. That ain't too bad.
No, it's not. Like the I thought the head covers, towels, flags,
cheap.
It's reasonable.
Yeah.
They could definitely get more.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine. We were talking about this earlier on the car ride when we went out to Fox 17 today. But the like, how do they restock that? How many runners do they have? Where are they storing that stuff? They must have a mall full of equipment.
I know. It was funny at that hat thing. You see, like the numbers up to 70.
You just tell them what number.
Yeah, they have every hat numbered 1 through 70, and then you just go, give me 2 number 1s, 3 number 3s. And it was nice. They had a piece of paper you could write it down, so I just wrote it all down, like and you hand it to them.
Yeah.
But they had a hole, like that, like that they were just feeding restock into. Like it was coming from the back and popping into this hole, and somebody was just grabbing them, looking. Okay, these are number 12s. Go put them over there. And it's more. I was just watching it, like, yeah.
But I mean, it's a fact.
But still, that's got to be coming from somewhere too. Lord knows where. Yeah.
Right. Anything else to add about your guys' actual experience that you guys really were dying to talk about?
I think my favorite thing.
Yeah, say that.
It was like breathtaking. So we walked by hole 5. Kind of by where his place was, the Berkman's place, and then you kind of come through the woods.
Yep.
We came around this corner and around this grandstand, and as soon as we turned the corner, looking out onto 13 green with the bunkers behind it, the par 5 and Rays Creek, or the tributary to Rays Creek officially. But it was just like all the bushes and flowers and trees up on the hill right there. It was like, and I don't know what, it felt just like huge to me. I don't know if you felt like that a little bit. Like,
I agree.
It's just
that amount of land that's between, like, what's the other par 3?
12.
12. Yeah, so between like 12, 13, 14, like there's just a ton of grass.
Yeah. Amen corner down there. But just that particular spot, just it was like, holy cow.
Yeah, five is a bear.
Yeah.
Oh, that hole's a million yards long.
Yeah, we kind of, when we were walking the course, when no one was out there, we would kind of stand like roughly where tee shots land and think about trying to hit a shot into the green. We're like, where in the world? Like, first of all, it's 220 yards.
Right.
And then you're trying to land it on this little slope. And
220, we'll just hit a little 500.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Exactly.
They'll hit it to within 12 feet of the hole most times. Like,
yeah.
That's how good these guys are, man. Like, I did my rant come out yet or no? Did you release that yet? No, you're still waiting. I mean, golf is just so hard. To watch Rory do what he did back to back, and Scheffler just plodded along. Like we had a dinner with the sales rep last night, and he's like, Scheffler wasn't even at his best, right?
Yeah.
When he's at his best, he's kind of got a gear that's different than everybody right now. I'd even say even Rory, I think he's better. But he still took second. I mean, that's how good Scotty Scheffler is. The guy's nuts. And Rory wins back-to-back. How hard is that?
Right.
To repeat one of the hardest things in the world to do in back-to-back years. And Rory's a little older. You know, he's been around for a while. And the first Masters, they said, this is the first Masters that Tiger and Phil weren't in since Mrs. Doubtfire was out. The movie.
What a reference.
94 or something.
I was like
that.
Mrs. Doubtfire, my God. There was a bunch of different stuff in there.
Yeah.
But that's the one that sticks in my head. I'm like, that movie's old as hell.
Yeah.
Like, I doubt you guys ever seen that? You have seen it?
Williams?
Yeah, Robin Williams. Yeah. It is a funny movie, but my goodness.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Those kids in that movie are probably full-grown adults with families by now. And that's so for Tiger and Phil both to not be there, which was a little sad, but the show must go on, and they did a good job. I think this generation, and I think if you look at how poorly the Live guys did, I think they lose their edge a little bit once they go over there. You get all this money, and you don't really care. And I think Rory was literally fighting that, right? He always kind of talked trash about Live, and right or wrong, I think Rory was right as far as that part goes. As far as going to Live and all that, I don't care. If somebody wants to take the money, go ahead. Who cares? Just trying to earn a living. But as far as the actual staying sharp, I think the PGA Tour keeps you sharper. I think the competition is better. So who knows how that whole thing's going to end still. The whole thing's weird still, in my opinion. But anyhow, Andy, you got anything else?
No, I was just going to say to me, I echo what Steve said for sure, but this is something I watch the Masters, and everyone I've watched it with, especially this last weekend, this is what I can't believe. How can these pros hit it in the pine straw all the time and then just hit it out and make a par?
Yeah.
They never once have to match. Maybe that's exaggerating. Maybe once have to go like sideways.
Right.
I hit it in the woods. I never have an opening. I'm serious. None of us do. I don't think.
Right.
I for sure don't.
Well, your woods are deeper.
That's true. That's true.
None of your shots really go
Right,
straight.
the
Like
pucker
even your
brush.
straight shots turn hard.
But I'm just like, so like Rory wins having. Sunday he got it together a little bit, but like some of the worst driving accuracy, probably in Masters history.
I know through Saturday he was in 90th out of 91st.
Right.
Yes.
Through Saturday.
And it's fine, and it's still
cares,
everything's
right?
great. I'm not
That
mad at the
proves the
course or
putter
anything,
is
but
the
I'm just
club,
like I cannot believe Pine Straw blasted out,
Right.
still make par, make birdie. You know.
Yeah, no tree in the way.
Yeah,
just
like
whatever.
it's just I'm like, how do you have an angle every time? And I realize they can shape the ball and all those things, but just to me, being a guy that can relate to
But
the Pine
the
Straw.
trees there also, if you I mean like right of 10 is pretty dense.
Yeah.
But like where
A lot of
that was
them.
also right of
Yeah.
18, but up at the end of the trees where Rory hit it wasn't real dense.
Yeah.
A lot of the trees aren't mega dense.
No,
And they don't really have low branches.
not
No, they
huge
cut everything
Georgia
off. Yeah,
pine.
there's a few, but not many.
Yeah, not many.
so-
The dog leg left, that's 13. Yeah, so like you can blow it in the pine straw there and still hit good shots out there. There's
Right.
been eagles made
Phil,
out of
Phil
it.
hit a
Phil
historic
did it,
shot there. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I know Spieth that went out of there and yelled Kobe when he hit it. You remember that? He yelled Kobe at impact. That's
Yeah.
a classic shots. I mean, 13's got history. 14's got history. 12, of course, that's where Spieth lost it years ago. 15's unbelievable. 16's unbelievable. And then 17, 18, that's the home stretch.
Did they give you the like the patrons book when you walked in, like a booklet?
No, but there was a.
I saw one of those.
Like
I had it sitting downstairs.
a pairing sheet.
Okay, yeah,
It's
I got that. But
one per
they
person,
they
so
gave those. Anyway, it made me just think of like some of the history. Like is hole 4 the long par 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
One hole-in-one ever in the Masters on that hole.
Did you see how far it was playing?
Yeah,
250.
230.
I can't reach it.
On
Yeah.
Sunday.
256 or 251? I can't
Yeah.
reach it.
Yeah.
These guys are just hitting it long there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
5
I don't
iron,
think
I
I could
think.
get there.
Yeah,
I'm bailing out low left and chipping up and hoping to God.
Right.
yeah.
You know,
Three
like,
putting for double.
But I'm
At
just,
least it's hitting
I
low
was thinking,
3
like, I had this booklet, had all the stats and who won and by how many and the history, and then it had every player's bio, and then it had, like, hole-in-ones, and hole 16 was by far the most.
Aces. Well, everything
Yeah.
funnels towards
And then 6 had a few, obviously, Lowry
Should've
got
gone
That's
right.
where
Yeah.
Lowry's was at.
And, but anyway, the one hole had one hole-in-one.
And Lowry's the first guy to ever have 2 aces at the Masters.
I think so. 6 and 12. Right?
Yeah,
Is he?
I
Yeah.
think he's the
Yeah.
first guy in the
Yeah.
history of the Masters to ever have 2
Yeah, I
aces.
don't know. That just popped into my mind. I just thought, all these good players playing forever. I know it's long, but still.
Yeah,
It's a lot of years of a lot of good players
it is.
playing.
It
Yeah.
is, and I think that the tournament lived up to the hype. I really do. I really do. And I think that the ending with him being 2 up and being able to bogey the last hole and win it and all that is a little anticlimactic. But like the back 9 was not anticlimactic.
No,
there was a lot of fun stuff going
yeah.
on. Rose was up 2 at one point. Like, holy cow, he's going to do this. He flubs a chip, and then his shuffler going to do it. And Rory missed that. What did Rory miss? A 2-foot putt, 1.5 foot putt
on 4 early.
It was. I thought it was later in the back 9.
Oh.
Well, Rory missed a short putt. I know that, and everybody was like, "What in the world?" Like, man, I don't know, and I'm glad you guys got to go, and it was a good one. You guys always remember it was Rory's second win. That's pretty cool.
That's sweet.
So I got to go in 14 with Ping, and then Bubba won, and of course he was the Ping guy. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I went in 05 when Tiger won, and that's the famous one with him hitting down the 18th hole, which is like a hallway.
Yeah, we
talk about
behind
trees.
We stood behind that tee box.
That's like hitting through this office.
We talked about it. I was like,
my.
the fact that nobody gets small. I mean, there was no way I could swing a club.
No.
You turn the ball too much to
Take
even
your
hit
brain
it down
off.
there.
Yeah, no.
You'd have to aim dead right and block the hell out of it in order to keep it.
That's it.
Like that's
that 18 specifically.
He's left-handed, by the way.
That tee shot is a hallway.
And it's
there's
a million
people
miles
and they got
long.
their heads like
Exactly right.
Exactly.
Waiting to take one of the temple.
Right.
Even if you put out there, let's just say 5 and under handicaps, it's not safe.
No.
It's not safe.
Heck no.
And these 5 handicaps are going to go out and shoot 88, 94, 102.
yeah.
Like 5, really good
no
players.
chance.
You're scratch or damn close to it.
Yeah.
You're going to have a hard
I
time.
looked thinking about it. I was like, I could probably shoot low 90s, but that'd be good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have.
They said that, like, for a guy like me that's like a 10, 12 handicap, I'd probably shoot a 120. I'm like, 120?
If you putt it to the bottom.
Yeah, if you putt to the bottom and
Play those
tees are ridiculous. I mean, no human being should be forced to go through that. They really shouldn't. It's almost torture. But now, like, the American public is so far behind this tournament, and I mean like with it.
Right.
They're pushing this tournament.
They
love
it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly right. So, like, now the players are forced to deal with this torture every single year.
Right.
Because other than that, I'm not sure that they would. Like Harbor Shores down here in Michigan, that course is crazy too, right? The greens are nuts.
I think they've flattened those out.
They had to change it, right?
Yeah.
In Augusta, they ain't changing that
No.
at all.
No.
They've lengthened it. They've done this. They've done that. They haven't made anything easier.
Yeah.
And then here he goes. He still shoots. What he went at 13 under?
12.
12. He was 13, went to 12,
Yeah.
and Scheffler was 11. There you go.
Yeah.
But it was he 11 after 2 rounds?
He was 12 after.
He was
2
12.
Rory was 12. Yeah.
So he was 1 over in the last 2 days and still won.
Even.
Or no, even.
Yeah.
12
Even.
to 12. Yeah.
Scheffler, they said, since 1942, he was the first guy in the last 2 rounds to not make a bogey.
Yeah.
He shot 11 under on the weekend without a bogey.
And that's the first person since 1942.
1942.
So there's a whole bunch of history that happens pretty much every year.
Just made me think of one more thing too. When I was doing that putting challenge or putting whatever at Berkman, the caddy was like the one hole they had. It was replica green or whatever, but they had 2 or 3 pins, and he's like, that would be what we call a tournament pin. That would be what we call a member pin. So they literally have those classifications if the regular members are playing, which however often that is.
Right.
But they'd put the pin here, but in a tournament it would be
Super
in a more
hard and
challenging
impossible.
spot. Yeah, right. I thought that was interesting because they had both on the hole, so you could kind of experience both.
What I couldn't believe when I played that, and I'm we've all played a ton of golf in our life, right? We've grew up with the sport and played a ton, and what I couldn't believe is when I was doing those replica holes, is the guy would say, like, I want you to hit it right over here, and I'm like, you're showing me 7 feet of break. I don't see that. I see like a foot or two, and he's like, hit it right here, and I'm like, okay, and he was clearly right. He's a caddy. He knows what he's doing. He's played the course a million times, but you what you think it is and what it is are just, so that's what I mean. There's just so much you have to learn about the place. But anyhow, I think this has been a great podcast. I think it's been long enough, so I gotta get to the next endeavor myself. Anyhow, my boys have got some track tonight, so. Andy and Steve, I can't thank you guys enough for sharing your experience for going down on the Masters. I'm super excited you got to go, because everyone should really experience it once. They really should. It should almost be like if you've gone, you can't, or twice is kind of your limit or something.
Right. I agree
They
with
can't
that.
do that because the rich will always find a way. But it really is something else. So you folks out there, if you're considering or whatever, I wouldn't say spend your last dime, but I would say if you're capable and you can get time and can find the funds or can find a way in or
Get in the lottery.
Get in the lottery, and I don't know if you get to pick a day, but I think if you pick the practice rounds, you got a better chance of actually getting there. That's what our buddy Chad did, and he got to go with his boy and experience that whole thing. And even practice rounds are great. Were you over there for practice round or no?
Never was. No.
First time I was there was practice round. It was great.
It's intriguing. You can take still photography with that.
Yeah,
That
cameras, no phones,
yes.
right?
But there's so many good. There were so many good moments.
I know.
I wanted to have a picture, and
man,
I'm like,
I wish I had my phone.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. But
if not, it's all just in your brain, and then you're retelling it to people.
Right.
old
That's
school.
it. Yeah.
Yep, that's how
It's
it used
really
to be.
cool though. Like, I saw something online. Someone posted like, it's the only place that you'll ever go where everyone that's there is happy to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like you go to Disney World, there's
somebody's crying.
parents that are annoyed with their kids or whatever, but like
That was me. Yeah.
and literally like that's how I felt walking around. Like everyone was nice, everyone was in a good mood, like, and just having no phones. Like you kind of try to hear from other people. What did Rory do on this hole? Or,
the news travels
and the
quick.
leaderboards.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
When we were sitting on 9 green, every time a group would finish, then we'd stand up and turn and look at the big leaderboard on 18, and someone, in the crowd would kind of announce like who was at what now, and then we'd sit back down and watch the next group, and then look up and see.
Yeah,
nothing
that's a
digital.
good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I never thought
But
of
it's
that
like,
way.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone is just
So it's the
there.
actual happiest place on earth
Yeah,
instead of
it
Disney,
literally is.
Disney
Yeah.
advertising.
The
Right,
advertised one. Yeah.
right, the advertised one. Right, where half the kids are, sleep deprived and screaming. But yeah, no, that's true. That's true, and I think that I think also the quality of individual in that is probably a little different animal too. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like Super Bowl, you
Agree
can
100%.
you can get a
no
wide
one
range of people.
screams. No one.
In Super Bowl, you're also
not.
two teams are competing, and then there's
it's
people
a
getting
totally
mad and
different
angry.
animal,
And
yeah.
golf, it's like everybody's cheering for everybody. Like, and a lot of people wanted to see Rose win. Plenty of people wanted to see Scheffler win. Rory's still a good story. Cam Young would have been fun. Like, kind of like however it ends, everybody's kind of happy
Right.
no matter what.
Right.
So that's the beauty of the sport. So good for them. So. All right, I think we'll leave it there. I don't have anything else to add right now. We've got our big sale this weekend. By the time this is airing, maybe they'll be able to hear about it. But our big sale goes through April 20, and then we're going to have some of the prices extended through April 30. And then moms in May, dads
Coming
in
up.
June,
Yeah.
big tent sale in July. We've already been talking about some of these things. But whenever you listen to this podcast, 2026, baby, we got a lot in the canon. We've been talking about a lot of stuff.
In the can.
A lot of stuff happening. So stick with us. I'm glad to host. Steve and Andy, thank you very much for joining. It was another interesting one. And it's coming soon to Maple Hill. We'll have baskets you can just dip your stuff into.
We're just going to guess. Guess high. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll guess high. Exactly. That's kind of what we do anyways. No, just kidding. But yeah, really, really cool technology. Really cool master stories and all that. So thank you all very much. Thank you for listening. New episodes drop every other week, so be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. And until next time, be good to one another, and we'll catch up with you in a couple weeks. Sounds good. Take care.